So here are the textured papers I made using my new stencils, but how can I ensure that I get the layers in the right order? Well, carry on watching and I'll show you how I do it. If you watched the last video, you'll see that I wasn't too keen on this stencil impression, so I thought that I would do something on top of it, and I sort of had a look through my other stencil textures that I made, and I came up with this one. I thought this would look quite nice. So a really handy hint for you is that if you have got a copy of what this looks like on paper, you can have a look at it and decide whether or not you want to put the first pull down over the top, or whether or not you want to use the ghost print. So this is going to be an easy decision for me, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Quinacridone Red, and it is totally transparent. So let's see what happens when I apply this stencil onto this rather hideous textured paper from my last experiment using my new stencils. So I've had a little think, and I think I'm going to do the first pull with this one and the ghost print with this one. These are the examples of this stencil, so fingers crossed it may or may not work. So I'm going to put this down. This is a transparent red, Quinacridone Red. And I shall put plenty on there. Make sure that the plate is really coloured with the red Quinacridone acrylic paint. So just making sure that I get it right. First pull is that one there. This one. Making sure, as usual, that I get into all those little areas that have been cut away by the stencil. Okay, move that to one side, put that there so you can see what I'm doing, and we put this on here. Okay, oh, that's just made a difference to something that I really didn't like at all. So we've got the opaque, and then the green, which was made a little bit more opaque because I put some white gesso in it, and we've got this transparent Quinacridone Red. So should I continue and do something else on top? Let me think. So I've looked through my textures from my stencils, and I've come up with this one, I think this would look quite nice over the top of that. And this time I'm going to use some black gesso, which is opaque. And we'll have a look what happens when I put the stencil on top of the gesso. Right, so I've got my stencil now. I'll put this down. And I'm going to put the first pull on here like this. Really pushing it in. You can see where it's making those impressions within the paper. This is very, very thin paper. That inside, and then this will go over the top like this. Well, that's a success. This one not so much, but I won't be put off. I shall carry on and we'll do something else with this. So that one is not too bad, but I'm not happy with that, but I shall work on it. Never give up, always move forward. Just clean this off, get rid of the black, and then decide what colour I'm going to use next. So this time I'm going to use an opaque. This is a titanium buff, and I'm going to go with these squares and see if I can rescue this disaster here. Well, that's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So, just getting rid of this. wipe it down, just in case I want to do something else. So I started off with something that I really didn't like, put another layer on top, and then decided that I quite like that. Moved along again, got this layer here. I'm quite happy with that one. Really disappointed with how it turned out on this side, but again I've managed to rescue it and put some well, it's supposed to be opaque, but it is actually showing through a little bit. But if I wanted to, I could sort of paint over that and make it more make it stand out more. So I might even have a go at that, but that's what it's looking like at the moment. So I've turned something that I really didn't like into a textured paper that is a little bit more user-friendly.